Hello, and welcome to the final, the ultimate episode of Idle Champions Presents Quat of the Raven Queen. I am your humble storyteller and truly terrible person, B. Dave Walters.
This is objectively not true.
This one should be one for the ages. You know, I don't want to oversell it because I was sharing with the cast before we went live. There's plenty of times I thought something was really going to be hard and turns out to be a squash match. And there was times that I thought things were going to be hard or thought were going to be easy and it turned out to be difficult. I'm only going to say that I'm going to try and top the battle with Tiamat. So, before we get into it, a couple things to remind you, as always. Respect. Again, thank you to everybody who voted to affect the outcome of this game. We wove in some of those things last week. I'm going to weave in the rest of them this week. Thank you, all things being equal, for making things worse, making my life easier. I appreciate you. Again, we acknowledge that the stakes are high in no small part to those votes and the fact that this is the finale, but we do ask for respect. Avoid backseating. There's a lot going on. High level play is already complicated, but we're not just playing the game, we're also telling a story. So there's times that somebody might make a choice that seems non-optimal. Perhaps it just made sense to them at the time. Perhaps they're trying to adjust the narrative. Perhaps it's their character and they get to do what they want. So let's all just relax and see how this plays out. Again, the votes are tallied. The votes are public. I'm not going to say what they are. If you don't know, if you do know, please don't put it in chat. We can preserve the surprise for the people who don't want to know. But obviously, what's going to happen to a certain extent has already been announced because it's happening thanks to you. I do want you to remember, when this all starts to go terrible, it's all happening thanks to you. So, stream codes. We have a bunch of gold chests that are going out this time. There's a Baloth gold chest, Desmond, Farida, Havilar, Orkira, Shaka, Tatiana, and Vi gold chests, because Vi will be joining us at a dramatically appropriate moment. And the code is ICP3 Episode 5 code, which again, broken down to its verbal component, is IP3 Episode 5 code. But that's a chunky one, so make sure you get that there. Huge Episode 5 giveaway for the US and Canada, once again, excluding Quebec. You know, I'm starting to think that, maybe Quebec is the Shadowfell, because it's this place that, light is not allowed to travel. I don't know. Sorry, people of Quebec, but again, you know what you did. For our giveaway, we have, as always, our Idle Champions Dice Vault. Ooh, let me not break stuff here. Idle Champions Dice Vault with our lovely Iris D6s here. Again, those are always wonderful. You want all those, my darling. There is an Idle Champions Presents Court of the Raven Queen t-shirt,
Hey.
which we're rocking here, and a WizKids Iron Hand of Vecna, which I have in the box. Mr. Mark Meer has deployed here for, to see what it's actually like. Iron Hand of Vecna. I am that person that doesn't remove stuff from the packaging. I wish you could see V's face slowly dying when I made a point to show her that I've had it for a year. A year from now, it's gonna be in the box. But you can register now for a chance to win here today. The international giveaway, the ICP3 bundle, which is available to Quebec, is almost too much to list, and yes, I will struggle through it. The Brimstone Angels bundle, Shadowfell Orkira, Shadowfell Baloth, Shadowfell Desmond theme pack, Shadowfell Tatiana theme pack, Shadowfell Shaka, Shadowfell Vi, Raven Queen Havilar, the Baby Dark Mantle familiar, and this is all ICP3 DLC skins and familiar. So all everything is going to be given away today. So make sure you enter in for a chance to win, and we'll announce it at the end of the episode. Thank you to our moderators, Jay, Martin, and Trievor. As always, you all make it possible to do what we do, especially when we're on the front page. So, I'm still not used to having to not introduce who you all are. I will only say, I was about to say, I'm just going to say one last time, I'm a I was gonna say I'm sorry for what's about to happen, but I couldn't even say it with a straight face. Y'all know I'm not sorry. You know I'm not sorry. So, let us rejoin our adventure. You all are standing in the ruins of the Fortress of Memory, which the magic that has been wielded, as you've now found out, by both Vecna and Orcus has caused the very fabric of the Shadowfell to unravel. The Fortress of Memory itself disintegrating, leaving you all standing on a windswept plain and a stone floor now, as the Raven Queen has been violently assaulted by magic and lifted into the air and trapped in some sort of black sphere, which seems to be both imprisoning and harming her. Legions of undead have arrived, marching in against the castle, which the Shadarkai have done their best to try and help fight off, but have been woefully overmatched as you heroes have joined into the fray. A gargantuan Nightwalker, a horrid monstrosity from the negative energy plane that is actively anti-life, whose very presence destroys living things, has entered into the fray. And although you all attacked it viciously, with Farida even banishing it to hell temporarily, it remains up and fighting. A stranger entered into the battle, a green armored person wielding a scythe, riding a beast with green flames coming out of its eyes and mouth, arrived and jumped on to the back of the Nightwalker, plunging its scythe through its back. But it was immediately clear to Farida, at least, that that is her sister Havilar. While she was doing the battle with the creature in, Farida called out to her sister. Havilar looked at her, but before she could reply, the Nightwalker reached up and grabbed Havilar by the throat. And with that, we re-enter the contest. And the very first thing I need every one of you to do, every one of you present at least, is give me a con save.
You all have advantage.
Ooh, good.
Yes,
Yay.
a number of buffs are active right now.
28.
28 for Tatiana.
20.
20.
Also a dirty 20.
20.
25.
22. 25. Desmond.
13. Unless there's a plus something that I've missed.
No.
Yep.
So
13.
Desmond, Farida, and Orkira. And hold on a second here. Let me roll for Havilar. And also Havilar all take 14 points of necrotic damage. Again, not accounting for any sort of mitigation you might have. As you see, this grayish black aura that is around the Nightwalker is just eating into your flesh. As you look down, you can see it sizzle and hiss by its mere presence here. However, this does bring us to the top of the next round, and Orkira, it is your turn. Again, we're actively engaged with the Nightwalker, and undead legions are teaming forward that the Shadarkai are fighting as well. Shaka's wall of light is covering one of your flanks, but you are actively involved in a pitch battle, Orkira, the largest enemy of which being right in front of you.
Yeah, and I would like to think I heard Farida shout out to her sister, so I know who that is. Or at least that this is a friend.
She's right next to you, so I would say, yes, there's one other thing that needs to be resolved, but it doesn't have to be resolved just yet. Sorry, please continue.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to move into a space in where I can get everybody in 30-foot radius, including Havilar, because I'm gonna mass cure wounds. So everybody's gonna get 24 health back.
Okay.
As I'm gonna set that off from my book, and I'm still concentrating on the holy aura, and I am gonna Yeah, I'm gonna just back away from this thing a little bit more. I'm still like 10 feet off the ground. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of distance. I hope that helps.
Moving back. Perfect. So that's it for Akira?
Mm-hmm.
Farida, it is your turn. Your sister is here. She is in trouble.
Yeah. So I think Farida, seeing that, would she would probably drop the infernal aspect and switch over and try and banish the Nightwalker back whence it came. So it will drop Havilar.
Perfect. What is the save against your banishment?
It is Charisma 21.
You might be shocked that the Nightwalker is not terribly
might.
charismatic. Although I rolled really well.
Dang it.
But I did not roll well enough, actually. It actually has a negative to its charisma, honestly, because I was like, not enough.
Well, it's from the negative
Wasn't
material
sure
plane.
if you were being
It's
sarcastic or
literally
not.
from the, well, you know what? Honestly,
Could
it's a roll of
be.
the dice sometimes, because you're like, apparently that is a really smooth undead, because it's got like, still has a 20 charisma. Although not this time. Yes, Farida. You hold your hand out in motion, and you see it is like the Shadowfell itself begins to wrap around this thing, as Havilar is still chopping at it with her scythe, and it vanishes, and she falls to the ground.
Before I run to her, are there any undead I could hit with a mote from the Crown of Stars?
Oh yes, I mean there's literally like an army is charging.
Okay, the closest one.
Right? Absolutely. Hang
21.
on. Perfect. Excellent. Farida.
Yeah.
While as Havilar drops to the ground here in front of you, but before you can run over towards her, the chill wind blows harder, swirling with ash and shadow. Then a pulse of red lights flares on the far side of the battlefield, spreading out as multiple points that unfold to churning circles of raw power. Dozens more portals open up, channeling even more abyssal energy. At the same time, a dozen discs of yellow light materialize on the ground opposite the abyssal portals as an array of teleportation circles unfurl. The abyssal portals begin to shiver as zombies, skeletons, ghouls, gas, horrid bone claws, and more push through them, gathering together into small groups. At the same time, more undead manifest within the teleportation circles, then step forth to arrange themselves into ordered ranks. Then the central teleportation circles and the largest abyssal portal both pulse brightly. From the circle steps a gaunt humanoid figure, slowly appraising the forces arrayed before him with one black eye and one white eye. From the portal, a huge horned form strides forth, a massive bone wand tipped by a skull swinging in his hand. Vecna the Archlich and the demon prince Orcus have come.
Oh dear.
Question.
Orcus.
Oh, crap.
Yes.
Question. Do either of them say on your left?
No, because they're bad guys.
Right. Okay. All right.
Orcus does turn and look at you, Baloth, and says, I won't be needing this anymore. And tosses it and holds his hand out, and your wand vanishes and reappears in his hand.
Oh no.
We couldn't have done this if you hadn't walked my focus right into the throne room. And Vecna turns and looks at you, Baloth, and says, this is true. When I observed it earlier, I knew the key would be delivered to our victory.
Do you really think the Raven Queen herself would have given me the key to her own defeat? I suspect you've been played, gentlemen.
They look at each other and they're like, she's wise, but not all-knowing. Yes, she could could not have conceived of our combined might as no mortal can. But then Vecna turns and looks at Orcus and haughtily appraises him where the demon prince stands across the remnants of a throne room. For the gift of your undead, I offer thanks, O prince. As you can see, I've made good use of them, but I think your part in this plot is now done. Orcus snarls in response, spittle dropping from his massive maw as he responds in a voice like grinding gravel. Fool! Did you perceive even for a moment that this would end without strife? You have the power you sought. Take it back to your fortress and linger there as you always have. To rule a plane is a purpose for greater beings than you. In the same moment, Vecna raises his blackened hand and Orcus howls out a battle cry. And then the undead forces of both Dark Lords erupt, racing towards each other as the battle begins. Farida,
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go grab Havilar.
Is you run up. At this exact second, Baloth's delayed blast fireball goes off. Although I believe your sisters are immune to fire, are they not?
Resistant, but not immune.
Resistant. Baloth, I'm going to, what is the save on your delayed blast fireball?
It is a DC 22. I believe that's a dex save.
Okay.
And I have advantage from the.
All
Yes.
saving throws. As long as I'm concentrating.
Havilar does not make the save because I rolled for her and I rolled 2 2s.
Oof.
I rolled a 14.
And I did place this, so this should take a fair chunk of undead with it as well.
Mhm. Yep.
All right.
Go ahead and roll the damage as the
Roll that
sisters run forward and
all right, here comes that damage. That is 56 points of damage. And
So-
in deference to the player characters and beloved NPCs caught in it, I'm not going to empower it.
You know, never let it be said that Baloth does not have a heart
This
of
is the
gold.
moment you know Farida and Baloth have become friends.
You know what? I'm not going to empower that spell that you just
Yeah.
okay.
It is the principle. It is the principle. So that is 28 points of fire damage. Farida,
Yes.
as the flames wash over you as you're reaching out for your sister, you realize the flames don't stop. It just keeps burning and burning and burning. And you start hearing the sounds of screams in battle. And a very familiar sulfuric stench fills your nose. Oh, yes. My chosen girls. Both of you here together. Come, step forward, Farida. Embrace Asmodeus. As he forms out of the smoke and cinder, and you look around you and you recognize the abyss, Farida, and Havilar is
You mean
still
the night
laying
zone?
laying on the ground in front of you. Mm-hmm.
I have to go back.
Do you?
Well, all my friends are still there, and I don't know if you're watching, but Orcus and Vecna just showed up, and they're doomed.
Of
We don't go
course.
back.
Asmodeus sees all. Asmodeus knows all. Tell me, my chosen, are you asking me to intervene?
That depends. What does the intervention look like?
Oh, now it's a negotiation. Excellent. You are quite right. I've had my dealings with both Orcus and Vecna, having them gain control over the Shadowfell. Mastery over death itself could be inconvenient for me. And I have no interest in seeing my other chosen Havilar reduced to such a state. I could restore her for you.
What's the price?
What are you offering? I, of course, am infinite. I am almighty. My power is absolute, exceeded only by my beauty and humility, of course. But as you have always known, I have a special interest in the two of you. Never in history have there been two chosen of Asmodeus. Imagine what the two of you could achieve, now your sister having even tasted of the Raven Queen's power as well. The potential is truly infinite. If only you, Farida, would stop resisting me. Understand this is the way of things, the natural order. Look how far you've traveled, how hard you fought, only to be back here.
I don't know what you're asking me. I saved you before. Not a lot of people know that, and I don't think you want them to.
I'm asking for you to do one thing, perhaps the only thing that truly exceeds the might of Asmodeus, although I would be remiss to admit this to any other mortal. I want you to choose me of your own free will, and my power will be at your disposal.
That's very broad.
He leans down and grabs the front of Havilar's helmet and turns and looks into her eyes and says, fascinating. I don't know how much time she has. And quite frankly, even if I do bring her back to you, there are tremendous foes arrayed against you.
I keep my free will.
Yes. I have no interest in puppets. If I only wished to crush your will, I'd have done so years ago.
This is a huge, huge ask, because all this time Farida has been put into the position where she's had these powers kind of pushed on her, and she has managed to use them for relatively good purposes. And she has formed agreements with Asmodeus, but not like this. But in this moment, if Havilar is almost dead, if everybody is out there and Orcus and Vecna are fresh and ready to fight, and the Raven Queen is dying, I don't know that she knows what else to do. She has gone so long saying no to this. But she might have to say yes.
What was that?
I'll do it.
Wonderful. And the flames erupt around you, and Havilar sits up. And you're back on the battlefield with all your friends arrayed around you, Farida. And she looks at you and just wraps her arms around you.
Oh, Are you okay?
She doesn't say anything.
Honey?
She pulls her head back and she looks at you, and you still see the green flames in her eyes. And she just touches her throat for a second.
This wasn't the deal? Oh.
All of you see and hear this right in front of you.
Less hugging, more running. Come on. We should get out of the way of all this.
Come on. And I pull her up to her feet.
She does get up to her feet and she picks up the scythe and she kind of looks at it for a second like she doesn't recognize it and turns her head, and you see she like stops for a second, like she can't make the noise to call Zuni, and then she's like, and Zuni turns her head, and again Zuni looks completely different now. Farida, she is massive, and her head is also encased in metal with the green eyes and green flames coming out, but she immediately rushes over and bends down for Havilar to jump onto her back, and Havilar looks at you and extends her hand to you.
Are we? So it's me and Orkira are close to Havilar, yeah, and everybody.
You're all right there.
Well,
I mean, this is all.
We can't just leave them.
I was just thinking, get out of the way, let them destroy each other.
Okay. Sure. Come. I guess. Do you know how to get somewhere safe, Javi? I don't know. You've been here longer than me.
You all see from another portal opens up, and you see a massive skull lord come stomping out of it, and then you hear and holes appear in it, and it looks down for a second confused and just slumps forward, and another figure emerges from the portal. What does Vi look like?
Vi has beautiful gray silver hair that is up in a beehive. She is wearing a black evening gown with raven feathers, dark sunglasses, a shotgun, and I look around at all of you and say, "Oh, honeys, I'm so sorry it took me a while to come help. My old client, the Raven Queen, set out a distress signal. She pays on time and the drinks are good, so of course I had to come to help. And I heard you might need a little healing and more, so Vi is here, honeys."
Vi, again, the scene before you as described. You recognize what should have been the floor of the Fortress of Memories, but it's gone. And the Raven Queen is encased in this black energy, very clearly in distress as their two armies are facing off in front of you, and you see Vecna and you see Orcus, both of them arraying their forces.
This is one giant hot mess. And looking up at the Raven Queen, I say, "Oh, mighty sweetheart, we'll do what we can to get you out of that and restore your fortress. This place is a far too precious vault of memory to be lost to two bozos like those undead fools over there."
Is you all are watching this, where shrieking undead continue their frenzied fight across the battlefield. Vecna and Orcus both push ever closer to each other. Vecna's spells tag the demon prince with increasing fury, while Orcus' wand repeatedly pulses black to unleash powerful necromancy against the Archlich. And you see, while they're fighting, at one point they both stop, and they both turn and look at the sphere and hold their hands up, and the Raven Queen starts screaming as the sphere is like moving back and forth towards both of them as they're both clearly trying to control it. Vi, if you would give me initiative, because I'm going to insert you in here. And Baloth, it is technically your turn. Although all of this has happened in front of you. You've just seen Havilar come to. You've now seen this strangely armed woman emerge out of the portal. Everything is taking place right here.
Real quick, did you say
Yes.
the sphere they're fighting over is the orb, or are they in Tatiana's orb of devastation?
Oh, the orb that the Raven Queen is in.
If they're near my orb of devastation, then they would need a DC 18 con save.
They are not, although many of their forces are, as they are rushing in or getting caught in the storm. The two of them are on the edges shooting spells at each other.
Fine.
Initiative for Vi?
3, unfortunately. And I also then gesture forward, and as the portal closing behind me?
It's you have time to do what you were going to do.
All right, then I gesture and I say, crispy, tasty, we've got work to do. And then clumping in, flanking me on one side, there is a mechanical cockatrice that comes clumping out through the portal. And actually on the side of it, there is a name inscribed, Crispy. And then on the other side is essentially a tiered donut tray with 3 tiers and legs walking out, and the donuts are all glimmering. And along the bottom of the tray, it says, tasty. Now, friends, try to stay as close as you can to either crispy or tasty, and they'll provide you some protection.
She brings guns and snacks. I like her a lot.
Big fan of new lady.
Yes, absolutely.
Baloth?
Very well. So I suppose I could dedicate my efforts to whittling down these hordes of undead, but that seems like busy work to me. I think it's time to bring out the big guns. And so Baloth shouts in the direction of Orcus and Vecna. It's like, gentlemen, feel free to have your fun, but do take care not to damage the wand of Baloth. At this point, Baloth summons the Jinn noble, Najim. Najim, come forth! Baloth is in need of your assistance. Oh, Najim, that's a new look. I have to say, I admire your new fashion statement.
What does Najim look like now?
Najim is now shaved bald. He is stripped of most of his clothing. His very, very defined Jinn form is there for all to see, and it is covered in very distinct, spiky, sort of almost barbed wire pattern tattoos, in keeping with his presence in the Shadowfell, and I believe a mohawk as well.
Baloth, what have you done to me? What have you done to yourself? Look at your face.
Oh, and actually, because the Wand of Orcus is no longer in his possession, Baloth's skin on the skeletal half is now filling in. He looks much more like himself, though he is still wearing his Shadowfell garb. It's like, no time for that, Najim. Suffice it to say that you've received a bit of a makeover, and I need your assistance in freeing yon Raven Queen from her predicament. I think a wish spell should be sufficient to disrupt these magics.
Word it carefully, please.
Very well, Najim. I wish for you to free the
And
Raven.
while you are talking, in mid-sentence, time stops. And Vecna slowly turns his head in your direction, Baloth, and says, "You didn't think it would be that easy, did you?" And a pulse of black light comes out of the Raven Queen's prison as she continues screaming, and the battlefield changes. All of you, it's a strange sight. You're in an almost incomprehensibly large cave. It is clear that there is earth over you and earth in all directions. For those of you that have been to the Underdark, it is completely obvious where you are. If you haven't, an almost comprehensively big cave. The Raven Queen is still there, but she looks almost transparent, like it's an echo of her. And you can hear the sounds of battle with Orcus and Vecna, but you can't see them. But you do see a large cave with 2 torches burning. In the scene you saw previously with young Baloth and this older woman, you see this same woman again. You see Baloth, but this time they are wearing white robes, and she is clutching something in her arm. My son, this will not be easy, but it is necessary.
Is Baloth able to respond, or is he currently frozen?
You find yourself standing in the position where young you was, next to her.
But why must it be so? Deny Lolth. Let him live.
My son, you must not speak such things, especially not in this place. You know our laws. Our daughters can be plentiful, yet our sons must number only 1.
These laws are unjust. I will stand against them.
I love my son. And you see, she motions her hands for a moment, and a dome of silence comes up around the 2 of you that the rest of you still somehow can hear through. My brave boy, such fire. You must understand, this is what must be preserved. This is why you must be preserved. I love this son with my whole heart, but if Loth only sent him to me to be freely offered back, who am I to interfere in the way things must be?
Then he'll die without even having a name? That is her way?
Were I to name him, it would merely compound the heartbreak. He has his father's eyes, though, I think. My son, if it were possible for me to give my life to preserve the 2 of you, I would. But that is not the way of the Spider Queen.
Then I reject her way. Her way will never be mine, and I will not walk this path. I will seek alliances with any who would disrupt. Other demon lords, I don't care. I will not stay here. I will make my own way.
And what does Baloth do?
Baloth turns and walks out of the circle, refusing to observe the ceremony. We'll see flashes of him pilfering various valuables from his family home, the treasures of House Baratil, including liberating his cousin, a Dragloth, from the service of his aunt, and together the 2 of them strike out on their own.
Baloth is this memory of your mother standing there with your brother outside the Temple of Loth. That even you don't know whether or not she actually went inside or not. Everything ripples and shudders again, and you all find yourself standing in front of a grand cathedral that is on fire. Green and purple flames consume it as people are screaming and running in all directions. Desmond and Tatiana, You remember this. This was the night of the wedding in Kashmar. And as it takes you a moment to process what is happening, you hear a thunderous voice. Ah! You're not yet worthy of having an honorable death visited upon you. And you see Soth, still on the back of his horse, having just destroyed the cathedral, the undead of the graveyard of Kashmar, all standing up around him.
Desmond, this can't be real, can it?
But I am concerned. Because it feels real. And that was a problem.
Perhaps this is our chance to live it again and do it better.
Perhaps.
I'm stronger now.
As am I.
All of you see this towering Death Knight with a heavy pot helm on and glowing red eyes with a purple plume of a feather branched off of his helmet. And he looks and he says, I know not where your allies have arrived from. And he hops off the undead horse. They will not save you. And he starts stalking towards you all.
Such hubris you speak. You know not who they are or what they can do. And yet, you flaunt your power? Are you prepared to back up those claims?
You would speak to me of hubris. I will teach you humility. Desmond, Armand comes running up next to you, still covered in blood, wearing his wedding suit, and draws his sword. I will fight with you, brother. We will defeat this creature and defend our homes. You also know, when this happened to the two of you last time, this was the moment the mist swept in. But as you see the Raven Queen still hanging in the sky over you, Soth just continues stalking your direction. Desmond, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Wasn't really in the mood to fight the Death Knight just yet.
Is anyone ever in the mood to fight the Death Knight? That's why...
Nah, I don't think that's a thing that you can really be ready for just because. But I will cast Hunter Sense on the Death Knight.
Which will allow you to do what?
As an action, choose one creature you can see within 60 feet. You immediately learn whether the creature has any damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are if the creature is not hidden from divination magic. And I can use it once for a long rest. So there's that.
Again, Soth stands here wrapped in metal with his purple cloak and wrapped all around him. You are aware of a few things. It's difficult, honestly, Desmond. The sense that you're getting from him is that he's almost simultaneously real and not real. That this is both is and isn't happening. As you are again aware of Orcus and Vecna, still you can hear them. You can see the Raven Queen, and yet you can feel the crunch of the soil of Kashmar under your feet. You can feel the heat coming off the temple next to you that is still on fire. You are aware that Soth cannot be poisoned. He cannot be harmed by necrotic damage. He can be neither exhausted or frightened.
Not a lot of weaknesses.
He is quite a warrior.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, Vi.
I raise my finger and I just say, honeys, are you all seeing this too?
Yeah. Also, the last time this happened, they couldn't see us, so this is really weird.
And I can't wake myself up. And
Question, is
I
Balog
didn't
here?
have much to drink this morning.
Oh yes, you are all here. Desmond and Tatiana, Rhea, because they've been here. They know what this is. And Soth is only taught. He even said, "Who are your allies?" Yeah, like all of you are here. But Farida, Havilar is not.
What? It's gonna be my question.
Mm-hmm.
And is Baloth currently frozen with a time stop, or he can act freely?
You can move now. Yep.
Well, I'm not sure what this is about. Is that Lord Soth? You know him?
Yeah, we're a little acquainted.
We go way back.
Interesting.
Read the room.
Just
Do
curious.
you know of Lord Soth?
Oh,
I'm not going to
yes.
introduce you.
Oh, I think we'd best put a pin in that for right now. In the meantime, let's just try to stay alive, shall we?
That sounds like a great idea.
That's your brother?
You do see a second man next to him. He bears a very striking resemblance to Desmond, although he's clearly slightly younger. He is wearing what looks like a military garb that is covered in medals, but he is also covered in blood, although there is no injuries on him.
Armand, the team, Armand, this is my younger brother. Long story.
What sorcery is at work tonight? Such
More than you know.
strangers. And why do you look like... And Tatiana, you're both...
Exactly,
Although-
Armand. Exactly. Don't think too
Hi,
hard on it.
Armand, was it? Baloth the entertainer. Delighted to make your acquaintance. We're going to lend a hand if you don't mind.
Yes, please. We will fight together, brother, as it was always meant to be. But, Desmond, it is your turn.
Is my Lynx still here?
It is not.
I was just getting used to having that cat. Great. Desmond fired up 2 of the arrows before, so this time he's going to take out what it just looks like fall leaves, at least at the end of it. So he just pulls that out and just attempts and knocks it and fires just near Soth, like just in the general area of where Soth is.
And what does your fall arrow do?
The autumn arrow gets fired at a space on the ground you can see within 320 feet. No attack roll required, casting the Wall of Thorns spell there.
Excellent. You see the wall does erupt in front of Soth. Ah, trickery, delay, not even willing to face me.
Oh, you'll get your turn.
Anything else from Desmond?
I feel like those are the 2 things that Desmond can do on this turn, because that was
Perfect.
the second attack. Yep, good.
Okay. Tatiana, it is your turn.
Tatiana has been waiting to relive this moment for some time. And when she looks at Soth and thinks of how he once branded her with this black rose upon her back until she found a pond with a unicorn. Why'd you roll dice?
True story. True story.
No reason. No, keep
To
going. No,
remove
this
said
is beautiful.
curse. She holds Wind Vein in her hand, but she forgets momentarily as she casts Primal Savagery as her teeth and fingernails grow and she turns into a grotesque version of herself, slobbering at the mouth, and runs at him and tries to claw at him.
Tatiana, you, as you're heading towards this wall of thorns also, you see Soth just holds his hand out and the wall begins to dissolve as it is all dying. And he just steps through and sees you coming, and he's like, ha 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 ha, come then. Go ahead and make your attack against him.
Okay, and because Primal Savagery is an attack roll, can I use my 2 attacks?
Because it is a cantrip, you can only do the 1. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do a digital roll.
Okay. That is acid damage, correct?
Would be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 14.
Your claws scratch against his armor, barely leaving a mark. And he just looks down at you and says, ha! Pathetic.
Green acid drips from the metal armor it did not pierce.
Mm-hmm. Anything else from Tatiana? You
Nope.
can bonus action rage. You can bonus action wild shape. You got.
You know what? Let's use my bonus action wild shape. Let's go
Okay.
for it. Combat wild shape. As she expends this, she shifts into some dope. Let's see. You know what? When in doubt, when clouded with emotion, she goes for bear.
Okay, and turn to a bear. Perfect.
She is now loaded for bear.
She's literally loaded for bear. Literally, she already had a bear chest, and now she is loaded for bear also.
Yeah, it's very strange. The chest tattoo sort of like morphs for a moment, and it comes up and just like a hood being pulled over her face. But it's a bear.
Tatiana, right in front of you, Soth says, I said you do not deserve a warrior's death. I will visit one upon your friends and save you for last. And holds up his hand, and an orb of greenish purple fire flies out and lands in the middle of the rest of you and explodes.
I would like to counterspell that.
It is not a spell. It's a thing you can do. Yep.
Damn.
So you don't have to expend the slot.
I would like to counterspell that.
Still an accurate statement.
Yeah.
Everybody but Tatiana, give me a dex save.
Dex.
And how many people are within 10 feet of either Crispy or Tasty?
I would say you all, except for Tatiana. I mean, because she ran to fight him. The rest of you are all within 10 feet of Crispy and Tasty, or Tasty.
All right, so thanks to the...
I would just like to say that Erin's camera looks like the rest of us feel right now. It's fine. We can still see. It's fine. Sorry. Yes, please, Vi. Yes.
So I mentioned that there was some sparkling around Crispy and Tasty. Well, that sparkling isn't just lovely. It also is protective magic. And so while any of you are within 10 feet of either of my Eldritch Cannons, you have half cover, meaning in this case, you're going to have +2 to your dexterity saving throws as this magic tries to deflect whatever comes at us.
Lovely. And we also
Hang on. So this gets a little weirdly nuanced here about exactly what he's having. So they give cover?
Half cover. So +2 to AC and +2 to dex saves.
That will not work against this particular thing, specifically because of how it's worded. They have their cover, but it will not work against this in particular. For the sake of chat, it specifically says it goes around corners and you can't hide from it. Like specifically, it says it's written in the description. So yeah.
So I yell out, "To hell with you, Death Knight!"
Yeah.
My question, B-Dave, was I assume we still have the advantage from Orkira's holy aura. Yes?
Yeah, all your buffs are still up. Whatever was in place is still up. But everybody but Tatiana, give me dex saves.
20.
26.
26.
15.
15.
With advantage, dirty 20.
30, 20.
Oh, we had advantage.
And,
Yeah, you all have advantage.
Let me roll that again then, because that was not good. 15.
Okay, and Vi.
21.
So again, not counting for damage mitigation, Vi and Shaka take 35 fire and 35 necrotic damage. Again, not counting any mitigation. The rest of you take 35 total. I guess it's half of that. So if you have any more damage mitigation, so I guess Farida's resistant. So it's what's this? 17 fire and 17 necrotic. Again, not counting for any damage mitigation. As this orb explodes right there in the middle of all of you. And Tatiana, Soth moves fast.
Soth will have disadvantage on all of his attacks.
Oh, okay. That actually might work out well. Soth moves faster than almost you can comprehend, Tatiana, especially to be so big and wearing so much armor. What is your AC currently, Tatiana?
I do not get the +2 buff because I'm too far?
Correct. Otherwise you would. It's just that specific orb thing makes the point that it goes around cover. Otherwise, yes, they would, but you have moved too far.
16.
Perfect.
Don't say that.
Well, good news, because of Orkira's protection, it did manage to stop one of the attacks. However, Soth hits you twice with his sword. Like, he was a blur moving so quickly. For 20 points of slashing damage and 36 necrotic damage, Tatiana.
Lord Soth needs to make 2 Constitution saving throws, DC 22.
I know this is going to come as a complete and total shock, but he's got a pretty chunky con modifier. Mm-hmm. And he does make both of those.
Okay.
Can you say what that damage was again?
20 slashing, 36 necrotic. Again, not counting for any of the other stuff. Yep. Yeah, it was 70 total damage if you so 70 to Orkira and Shaka, not counting mitigation. 35 if you made, because they were the only 2 that failed to save. 35 if you made the save. But I broke it up because different ones of you are immune and resistant to different stuff. So, however, you watch the Soth basically just explode in a blur of like slashes and cuts at Tatiana. And that is it for him, which makes it Vi's turn.
All right. Crispy, get him. And so Crispy launches a greenish bolt of light out at Lord Soth. Oh, that's not good. But gets only a 13 to hit.
Again, not enough. 13, I will say, swings wide. Doesn't even hit his armor.
Well, at the same time as Crispy is doing this, Tasty glimmers, and all of the donuts on Tasty's tray sparkle with the rainbow sprinkles, and we all gain 7 temporary hit points from the magic donut tray.
I would just like you to know that I would die for Tasty. I'm just saying that just right. Right. Perfect.
Can I death ward Tasty?
Anything else from Vi?
Yes, that was just my bonus action.
Perfect.
So then I aim my arcane firearm at Lord Soth and blast away, and a beam of frost fires out, and that is got a natural 20.
Yes.
That's a hit, and double it.
All right, so that is going to be oh, and because this is my arcane firearm, I will also get a D8 bonus to this. So I'm going to do 8d8 plus a D8.
I love it. Well, it doesn't. That should double as well, then, I believe. Correct?
It's just a bonus. It's not another die.
Okay, perfect.
Let's see, 13. That is 21. Then that is 34, 37. And that's 41 cold damage.
41 cold. Perfect. You slam into him and you see ice and frost form all over him. although he is very much still up and fighting. Anything else from Vi?
As that frost creeps over him, his speed is also reduced by 10.
Excellent.
Until my next turn.
Excellent. Perfect. Hold on 1 second here. Ooh. Tatiana. How many hit points did you have after that attack?
Well, here's the thing. Because I can do a higher level challenge reading, I was doing a werebear stat, and those are the hit points it's affecting. So I had 135 and
Perfect.
math.
Dig it. Got it. Perfect. All right. Excellent. Not asking for any particular reason.
So I have 79 as a bear.
Perfect. Hold on 1 second here. All of you make a con save.
Ooh. 29.
I was
Natural
excited.
20.
Ignite
Ooh.
sound. Perfect.
We have
Is that
advantage on this or not?
advantage because of
Yes.
Orkira? Yes.
I made my con save, so
advantage.
you still have advantage.
Thank God.
Hooray.
27.
Good.
Thanks for making those con saves.
27,
29.
29,
17.
17. Perfect.
22.
22. And what Vi? I don't know if I heard Vi in there.
29.
Perfect. You actually all made the save. However, there's still gonna be some damage that comes out. As you notice, just a wave of, quite frankly, death comes off of Soth. You see flowers begin wilting, just things start dying around him, and you all feel it. I'm having to go low tech here. Although my iris dice never let me down. All right. They might let you down though. 10 points of necrotic. Again, not counting for any sort of mitigation. In Shaka, it is your turn. You are muted, sir.
Okay, great. All right, so, sorry. The wall of light was like taking the sound away. Yeah, so wall of light is still up, so I can choose a creature and launch.
The wall of light is not here.
It's not here. Oh, I thought it was. Okay, cool.
The wall of light
Cool.
was up at the Fortress of Memory. The wall of light is not here.
Right. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. All right, cool. That's fine. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna do some good old-fashioned Eldritch blasting then.
Okay.
So let me roll my 4 beams.
Okay.
So 14, 19, 16, and 9. Jeez.
Bang, bang, bang,
Great.
bang. They all just bounce off of him.
Yeah, I'm almost. It's like a Yosemite Sam. Joining.
He looks down at his chest and looks at you, Tatiana, and says, "Your companions are even more pitiful than you are. How disappointing."
She cannot speak common in her beast form, but she
Why-
says some mean stuff back.
You all hear Vecna again. So powerful, also unexpected, Artificer. Tell me, do you want your new friends to know the source of your power? And everything ripples and changes again, and Koshmar is gone. You all are standing somewhere that Desmond and Tatiana you have actually seen before. There is a platform, and it is filled with people. They are panicked and rushing, and guards are pushing them back. And in front of you looks like a gargantuan metal contraption that has electricity coursing all over it. Desmond and Tatiana, you both recognize Sire 1313, the Morning Rail, the doomed last train out of Sire. Vi, you know exactly what today is. These people are attempting to flee. They will not make it. No one is going to make it. And as you one last thing, even as you all are transported here, Soth comes too. But yes, Vi, you were going to say something?
Toward Vecna, I say, oh, hell no. Don't you dare take us to this day. I have paid for my part in this for hundreds of years. This is a lie.
Do you think these damned souls will be so forgiving?
Oh, I know that when I finally die, I'm gonna face the thousands, possibly millions, that my work killed that day. But until then, I'm gonna do good until the very end, and I might be shown a shed of mercy. But you don't get to bring that day before then.
By the time you die, I'll be the god of death. We'll see what awaits you. Desmond and Tatiana, again, you all have been aboard this train. You 100% know what's going to happen and what's going to happen to all of them.
Tatiana was fast asleep during that adventure.
That is true. Tatiana was, yeah, that's true. She missed this one. So I guess only Desmond knows.
Desmond leans over and just, I feel like you were asleep during this. And literally just like whispers like, this is what happened.
However, Soth looks around and says, I don't know what trickery this is. It will not save you. And swings one more time at Tatiana with his sword.
Still at disadvantage.
Unfortunately, it is enough here.
All right, he needs to make another con saving throw.
He strikes you, Tatiana. Sorry. I'm bouncing through a bunch of different stat blocks here. Well, let me just do this. Fair is fair. For 10 slashing and 18 necrotic, Tatiana. However, that brings us back to the top of the round, and Orkira, it is your turn. And you're standing on this platform. Hundreds of people are kind of to the left, and they're clearly being pushed back, although they don't really seem to be reacting to you. Soth can clearly see them, and Soth is still here with you. I don't know if Orkira's ever seen a lightning rail, so this might be more or less comprehensible to her being right here in front of her. Again, it is like a long metal tube with electricity coursing down the sides of it.
She has spent time in a train on a lightning rail once. It was a bad time. Did Lord Soth do that Constitution saving throw? 22.
Hang on a second here. Well, hang on. Let me do this. You see a bright flash of green light around him, and he makes it.
Okay. Drat. Vecna says all this stuff about our new friend wanting you're gonna die and stuff, and Orkira turns to Vi and says, let's delay that death a little bit longer, may I?
Oh, please, go right ahead.
And I'm gonna death ward you, so I touch you on your shoulder and fiery wings come out your back and then suck back in, and you are death warded. And then
Ooh, that tickled.
Yeah, it's fun, right? Let's not use it if we don't have to. We've all experienced shared memories in the Fortress of Memories. We all know that Vecna basically stopped Baloth from doing wishes, which might be the one thing that Orkira agreed with. What we see the Raven Queen in the ball?
She's like semi-transparent, but she's there. You don't see Orcus or Vecna, but you hear them. You can still hear the battle. You can still see the Raven Queen. But it is like the power's being used differently this time.
Is there anything I can see about the Raven Queen and what she's trapped in, that there's something we can do to like get us out of these memories?
You can give me either Arcana or Religion again.
Oh, let's go for Religion for funness. Okay, all right. I rolled a 19, so it's an 18.
Nothing, Orkira. This sorcery is beyond you.
This is all beyond me. Oh, this super sucks. Can we just try to get out of these memories as quickly as possible?
You know what would be great? A wish spell. Those are awesome and have no consequences whatsoever.
Baloth, that's a later conversation.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Darling, there are always consequences.
That skill. I guess the death ward was your action, right? Because I was
Death
about to be
ward's
like,
my
I
action.
was like, a skill check won't take your action, but you did the death ward also. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
Farida, it is your turn. Again, your sister is gone again. There's this undead knight in throngs of people.
In some kind of lightning electric rolling fortress. Is that moving or is that still?
Not currently.
Okay. So we can't push the Death Knight in front of it. Got it.
Good idea though.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So is Soth like he's right next to Tatiana?
Yes.
There's
You know what? I like where your head's at with the running him over with the train. Maybe the train's about to take off. It leaves at some point. Why not now?
Okay.
You know what? We'll let fate decide. We'll let fate decide if there's time. Even or odd, Farida?
Even.
That is even. Yes, the train is about to depart. Theoretically, he could be pushed in front of it. He's a chunk, but theoretically, it would work.
Would like to use my Eldritch Blast.
Because
the
you have
repelling blast?
Yeah, the repelling. Well, let's see if you can hit him. He's tough. Let's see. How far do you move him with each blast?
10 feet with each one, so 27.
27. Okay, that's all right. I know how much you need to move him in front of it. Okay, perfect. Go for it.
Okay.
27.
So the first one's 27.
That is a hit.
Okay. The next beam is a 21.
You see it arcs towards him, and he pulls his sword up and blocks it.
Oh.
And doesn't move.
Okay.
Mhm.
Third one is a 29.
That is enough.
The fourth one is another 27.
You're driving him back even as he's blocking, and he's moving towards the edge of the platform as the train is starting. Roll is the wrong description. It doesn't roll. It's a lightning rail. But as he's pushed back near the end of it, you hear him say, "This is not the end of our conflict. Your trickery will not stop Lord Soth. I will..."
Oh.
Adams.
And everything ripples, and you are back there in the battle, actively engaged here. But Najim is gone, Baloth.
Dang.
Is Havilar here?
She is. She's like,
I'm going to hug her, even though she's talking with a lot of hand.
however, Vecna and Orcus are still actively engaged over here. Anything else from Farida? That was a clutch play, by the way. That was clutch.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me push a Death Knight in front of a lightning rail.
You know,
D&D is amazing.
High point. High D&D point.
I'm a man of simple pleasures, and pushing a Death Knight in front of a lightning rail is one of those pleasures. I mean, whomst among us would not push a Death Knight in front of a lightning rail? Yeah, I want you to know I really did roll for that. Fate wanted that to happen, Farida. Fate. She is a fickle mistress, but in this case, she was like, "This seems legit." Yes.
So I still have the Crown of Stars going. Is there anybody within 120 feet I could just emote at?
Yeah, both Orcus and Vecna are within 120 feet. They're about 60 feet away from you and 60 feet away from each other, and they're like pew, pew,
Okay.
pew, 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 pew. Yeah.
Vecna did all of that, so we're gonna fling it at Vecna. Oh, it's a 20! Yes!
Perfect. All right. Here. All right. Now's when it starts getting really complicated because I got to keep track of a bunch of different stuff. But that's cool. That's cool. That is enough to hit him. What kind of damage is Crown of Stars?
Radiant.
Okay. Perfect.
And it is 70 points of damage.
7-0.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on a second here.
Guys, I might have just gotten Vecna's attention. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you absolutely just got Vecna's attention. Yeah.
I think we already had it from before.
Rita's impulse control problems are similar but different from Havilar's impulse control problems.
Rightly so. Hold on a second here. I legit have like multiple calculators going and everything because the two of them are fighting each other, which I'm also keeping track of. That's cool.
Oh,
that's
dang.
cool. That's cool. Yep. I am a professional. All right. Perfect. Excellent. He does just look and turn and look at you, and he's just like, insect. Anything else from Farida?
That is it.
All right, hang on. Let me do it like this, just for the sake of my own sanity. Let me put the two of them in the initiative here. All right.
Quick question. Now that we're back here, is Zuni here and is Shaka's Wall of Light here?
Zuni is here. Shaka's Wall of Light is here. Desmond's Cat is here. Najim is not.
Marmadark?
If Marmadark was summoned already, Marmadark is also here. I believe
Marmadark
he was.
around. Yeah.
I believe he was. Farida.
Yes.
You see Orcus looks at you and just says, got him good. Tell me, do you like music? And he holds up a strange box with a handle. Normally I just hold it up like this.
I love this so much.
Only plays one song. If you know, you know, chat. If you know, you know. He's like, okay, fine, new plan then, and puts the box down. And Baloth, he looks at you and says, you know, I think I want to show you what this wand can really do, and points it at you. Give me a con save, Baloth.
Con with advantage still.
Yep.
This, just for the this is a spell.
Oh, well then I
I
counterspell.
know you often want to count. It is a high enough level you will need to roll, but it is counterspellable.
I will counterspell it, and actually I'll counterspell at 6th level, which should mitigate my need for such.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He points it at you, and you see a green light begin to form, and you hold your hand up, and it just stops. You go, what'd you do to this thing? And like, kind of like shakes it.
Oh, actually, and I counterspell it subtly. So from his perspective, Baloth doesn't do anything. Baloth is like rummaging in his pouch. He pulls out a pipe and he's like, yes? And as he's lighting it.
I hate you, Baloth Baradel.
I didn't do anything.
Perfect. That is going to be it for Orcus then. And it will be Baloth, it is your turn.
Okay, so Baloth continues just sort of nonchalantly rummaging around, looking for some pipeweed and his tinderbox. Meanwhile,
I will say a couple things that I need to resolve. Firstly, it catches your eye, Baloth, that Vi, this strange champion that has showed up to fight alongside you, has a bandolier of like scrolls on her back that even she seems to not be paying too much attention to. That are definitely magical.
It's like, I couldn't help but notice you've arrived with some reading material. Would you mind if I availed myself of some?
Oh, of course, honey. This is all for everybody to use to try to get us out of this hellhole.
And Baloth again, sort of nonchalantly, just sort of is, looking through these scrolls. Meanwhile, he is casting Meteor Swarm, spending a sorcery point to do it subtly. So by all indications, he's not doing anything. But a Meteor Swarm goes off, hopefully hitting both Orcus and Vecna and as many of these undead as I can grab.
What's the radius on Meteor Swarm? Because they're 60 feet apart.
Oh, okay, it's quite wide. So let's see here. Let me just get the description. Mm-hmm. It's a 40-foot radius sphere, so 80 feet across, so I could get them both.
Vecna holds up his hand to counterspell you. Mm-hmm.
But I am casting it subtly, so he's unaware that a spell is being cast.
He doesn't know. I'll allow it. Yep. What's the save on that?
That is DC 22 Dex.
Vecna, being shockingly spry, jumps out of the way. You notice Orcus, as the meteors start coming down, just holds his hand up and glows with a red light and just lets them hit him. So they both made the save, but you can still give me the damage.
Very well. So this will be... yes?
Finish your thought here. Don't let me interrupt. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to tell you what the damage is. So first of all, bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
That is 54. However, there's a lot of ones in there, so I'm going to empower it.
Okay.
All right, let me just re-roll those. 54 minus 6. Okay, so that takes me 48. And always nice to see Iris. So with re-rolls,
she likes seeing you too, darling, and she's got a lot of eyes to take in all of that deliciousness.
So re-rolled, that takes that up to 66. Of course, I'll also get to re-roll any ones on the
66 bludgeoning. Okay.
66 bludgeoning, followed by. Hold on. Come on, you. And then this is the fire damage, which will also be empowered, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
That's 62 minus. Takes down to 56. That will take it up to 71 points of fire damage.
71 fire. Excellent. Baloth, give me a perception check, please.
Perception. Straight perception?
Yeah.
That is 18.
Baloth, here in the midst of this battle, not too far from the Raven Queen, you see a human female with pale, glowing skin, dark floor-length hair, and starry white lights for eyes, and she's barefoot.
How far away from me is she?
10 feet.
Oh. I'll just say, good day to you, madam.
Baloth, hi. This
Hello.
seems to be quite a predicament.
It really is. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage. You know my name, but how is it you are called? I won't be so rude as to ask for your name.
Oh, I'm known by many names. Lord of Shadows, Master of all Thieves, the Shadow Lord, God of Thieves, the Black Heart. People that don't like me sometimes call me Shadow Flea, but I know you understand jealousy.
Of course.
She looks left and right and says, I'll tell you if you can keep a secret. You can call me Mask.
Oh. Well, you honor me with your presence.
I have honored you with my presence many times, Baloth. I'm quite tricky when I wish to be.
You know, there is an item that was recently in my possession, and certainly one of your immense skills would have no problem pilfering it.
I would be this close to doing it just for the look on his face. And it's not a no. It is not a no, Baloth. But what can you offer me here? Because obviously asking the god of thievery to steal something, sure. But what else?
Dear lady, what is it that you request? As you know, I run a string of rather profitable businesses, and I really do think that there's an opportunity for your followers to find a home in such places, especially if management smiles upon their activities.
Now you are speaking my language. Perhaps, just perhaps, shrines to me at all Black Pit's locations into perpetuity, I believe would be a fair accord.
This strikes me as perfectly reasonable.
Excellent. She reaches her hand towards your face and says, may I? And from behind your ear pulls out the wand of Orcus. Ta-da!
Dear lady. Brava, brava.
One lives to impress. Could I ask for one other favor? The deal is done, the wand is yours, but just when she gets out of this, motioning to the Raven Queen, I can't break her out of it. I thought there's no prison that I can't spring someone from, but this is sadly even beyond me. But when she gets out of this, if she gets out of this, would you be sure to let her know that I intervened?
Of course, I will. If in exchange I might ask for one itty-bitty extra favor.
Now our negotiations are becoming protracted.
Oh, just...
Is that a tray of donuts?
Oh, it is, and they are delicious by appearance. The one request I had was, there was a possession of mine that went missing when I came here. Flying carpet. Flying shag carpet, specifically. I wonder if I might have it returned to my possession. It would come in very handy right about now.
I can assure you, if it was stolen, it will be restored. And she points at Shaka, and she's like, No, I shouldn't do that. No, okay, sorry. No, that's trying to get on her good side. She sort of frowns on me and the things I do. It's not really much one for the front lines. This is sort of, I just saw an opportunity. No one was paying attention. I thought right.
Out of curiosity, do I see her?
You have such a radioactively high passive. I would say in the midst of all of this chaos, you do notice that there's just a young barefoot girl that Baloth is talking to.
I turn to Vi and I point and I go, offer her a donut. Would you offer her a donut? I think she needs a donut.
Who am I offering some tasty goodies to?
Uh,
I look around through my sunglasses. Can I see Mask?
Man, yeah, she's not invisible to the rest of you. She was showing herself to Baloth, but once she's pointed out, all of you see her standing there, as described.
Well, darling, where did you come from?
Oh, little here, little there. I think you know a thing or two about getting around, Vi, don't you?
Oh, you must be aware of who I am. Well, yes.
Consider me a fan of your work.
Oh, well, thank you, dear. Do you normally wear a mask?
Oh. A lady never tells, Vi.
Oh, I love your work. Please.
Consider this one of many. And she does walk over to the tray and she's like, are there any that you recommend?
Well, as you can tell, I have a soft spot for rainbow sprinkles. But among this sea of beautiful rainbow sprinkles, I particularly recommend the old fashions with the rainbow sprinkles. They just drip.
She looks at it for a second and she says, I must confess to the two of you, The fact that it was offered means it won't quite linger on the palate quite right as if it had simply been acquired, but I do want you to know that I have seen what you have done for me, and your respect is noted. And she reaches in her pocket and she pulls out 2 small keys and hands them out to Orkira and Vi. If you ever get into a pinch, those will get you out of it.
I mean, how quickly can we use it? Because I don't know how much bigger of a pinch it is than this.
Well, it didn't quite unlock this prison. I mean, I think you'll kind of, it's a key. You'll need a lock. I mean, stay with me, Orkira. Vi, you got it. I feel like it was implied that I give you a key. You need a lock, right?
And at this point, I take my sunglasses off, look her in the eye, and then bow my head. You honor us with this gift. I, particularly what I have done in my life, am never worthy of divine gifts, but I will ensure that I use it in a way that honors you and the spirit in which it was given.
I will also bow and say, I would like to echo everything she just said.
She just sort of looks at you both and smiles, and she's like, I'm not used to all this goodness and patronage. My followers are rather skulky, so I'm going to I'm just gonna good luck.
I'll do my best to not notice you.
Orkira, if I wanted to, I can hide even from you. And she disappears right in front of you.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
And with Mask having made her appearance, as voted on by the people of Idle Champions, there's only one other thing that we need to rectify. Orcus turns and looks in you all's direction and just says, "Oh, was that her again? Sneak up! She stole my wand!" Ah! And holds his hands up, and black ice sprays out in your direction, covering all of you. And what that means, we will find out when we come back from our break here. So don't go nowheres. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know anymore. 10 minutes, I think. Soon. Yeah, soon. Be here in 10. Worst case, we'll be back in 10, or you'll be seeing some dope video for 5 more minutes. So one way or another, be back in 10. Be right back. Hello and welcome back. As Orcus sprays black ice out over all of you, give me dex saves as the ground becomes slippery.
With advantage, yes.
Still with advantage.
Advantage. Oh, thank God for that advantage.
18.
8.
20.
Well.
8 with advantage.
I rolled a 1 and something that wasn't a 1.
What was that, Tatiana?
20.
Okay.
A nat 20.
Natural 20.
it's more than
Okay.
Also same with the nat 20.
A natural 20. Okay. Perfect.
19.
Yeah.
19 for
actually
Bela.
21.
Vi.
15. Do I get the
15?
sense that if I turn that into a 20, I would be happy?
You know, because this is the finale, I'm going to say no. Farida?
Team.
Normally I'm like, maybe, but I'm like, actually, no, don't. Hold on to it.
All right.
And
I won't
Shaka.
use my flash of genius then.
Perfect.
12.
Everyone except Desmond and Tatiana fall prone, which means you will have to use half your movement getting up, and this is now difficult terrain here where the black ice has fallen. Vecna turns and looks and says, "Such champions. Such a beautiful reunion. I believe all that the Raven Queen holds is mine now, including her." And holds his hands up, and you see a flash of light And Havilar turns and looks at him and then turns and looks at all of you.
No. Was that a spell?
It was.
Can I counterspell it?
It is high enough that you will need to roll, but there's a chance.
It's gonna wreck everything.
No, have at it.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cast that and.
Okay, here's where things are about to get tricky. You're gonna counterspell. He's gonna counterspell.
I'm gonna counterspell.
That's what Balot's gonna counterspell. Right. However, his spell is high enough that you need to try and roll for your initial counterspell. Because it is gonna be like pew, 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 pew. Yeah, right.
Okay.
That's us, like we're back at the top. So Balot's is this. So Vecna's counterspell is used, as is Balot's.
And I just use my spellcasting ability. Yeah.
Correct.
No, it did not work. Actually, okay, so that's 18.
That is unfortunately not enough.
Okay.
So despite the counterspell shootout, his charm over Havilar does take hold. And I need to put her into initiative here.
Well, question.
Yes.
If he doesn't cast counterspell on that counterspell, then I'm not expending the counterspell, or could I?
He does, because technically you got to do the counterspell before you know if it works or not. You're just like, right.
Gotcha.
Right. So that's your counterspell. His and yours are exhausted this round. However,
Farida feels so bad.
Although I'm gonna put her in right here. Perfect. Orcus acted, correct? I'm trying to remember where we were when we went to break. I got so dramatic, I lost track of it myself. Orcus acted, correct?
Did he do the black ice?
Well, the black ice was well, quite frankly, it was dramatic, as voted on by the players, by the champions. So that was a plot action item. So Farida was the last one to actually act then, correct?
Maybe. No,
I believe
Balos
so.
didn't Balos do the meteor swarm?
I did meteor swarm.
That was this round? Okay. Again, I apologize, everyone. I'm keeping track of a number of things here. Okay. Then Vecna has not acted.
Didn't he just stop Havilar? Doesn't that count as an action?
That is a legendary action, ma'am. Vecna is built different. And now that everybody is, or at least many of you are out of counter spells, Vecna points at Baloth, and a beam of light leaps from his fingers there. A very familiar spell that you have seen, Baloth, disintegrate.
Very well.
Hold on. Just double check something right quick. Baloth, you notice one of his hands and one of his eye are like floating, like they're actually not quite attached to him. Although, Baloth, you do get to make a dex save.
Dex save?
Mm-hmm.
With advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully.
And unless this beam is tricksy, like the other thing, Hasty and Crispy are giving you half cover.
Okay.
Their cover will affect it. And the reason why the other thing didn't is it expressly written that it goes around corners and cover.
I know.
Disintegrate does not.
Gotcha. So,
It's,
I have advantage and a +2.
Yes.
Okay, so that takes it up to 22.
Right, hold on a second here. Unfortunately, that is not enough, Baloth.
I'm gonna take that damage.
All right, hold on a second here. Oh. All right, then come in here. All right, my digital dice take a second to load because they're very dramatic.
Darn you, dramatic dice.
That is going to be 76 points of force damage.
That's a lot.
Baloth.
Boom. I am not disintegrated, but I'm not happy.
You are not disintegrated currently. That is true. and you see a very cruel smile just starts to creep across Vecna's lips, but he doesn't say anything. However, since this is where it gets complicated, because both these boys got legendary actions and they're both really, really petty. You all see Orcus just points in the direction where you all are, and you see the black ice underneath you starts to swirl and turn black, and like smoke begins rising off of it, and you just feel terrible, but nothing else happens right now. Nothing good, because he very much looks at it, you feel something changes, but nothing else. And that brings it, unfortunately, to Havilar's turn. And she is going to swing at her sister because she is dominated. All right. What is Farida's AC currently?
It is 14, but I'm next to Tasty and Crispy, so I have a +2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's 16.
As you are familiar with your sister's stats, she kind of can't miss.
Yeah.
She is going to action surge. Which is going to be a number of hits. She is not.
She does have disadvantage on all of these.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah, because anyone who attacks any of us, she won't get the blinded thing.
Yeah.
She won't have to make the con save, but they're all at disadvantage.
Unfortunately, and this is something that Farida knows, her plus to hit is enough that she almost can't miss. Almost. You never know. She could get a 1. But hang on a second here. Let's see. She is going to action surge. She is... Give me a wisdom save, Farida.
26.
You've seen your sister do this. You've seen her attack in such a way that she expressly is trying to upset someone. You know she's trying to goad you, but you're able to resist it. Unfortunately, she does hit you 6 times.
Yikes.
Farida.
How bad is it?
Let's find out. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I'm mathing. Just for you guys' edification, Baloth is on deck, so you can begin preparing yourself while I'm doing this here.
I have hit things with this character. I know this is a big number.
Oh. Okay, hang on. I got a math.
See, this is why you do the hit before the DM asks you for it, so that you have all the numbers ready, because it's a lot.
It is good table citizenship to do there. 86 points of slashing damage.
Oh my gosh.
As you all see this green armored tiefling absolutely silently, without saying a word, just explodes in a cloud of her scythe swinging and cutting into her sister there. And you all hear Vecna laughing. Baloth, it is your turn.
Okay. This is a rather low level.
Sorry. I apologize. I just messed this all up myself. Because Baloth has or has not acted this turn. I apologize.
Meteor Swarm, yeah.
That was this turn. Okay. And then Vecna just did what he did. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. It is Desmond's turn. I apologize. No. Sorry, y'all. I got a lot of things going on the screen right now. Desmond, it is your turn. And after Desmond is Tatiana.
Ooh, and I also have the
your cat is back. Yep.
Perfect.
I'm gonna drop initiative in chat here again, so you all will see. I will say, so I can't mess it up. That would be inaccurate. You all can help me not mess it up. But Desmond, it is your turn.
There is so much happening that who's the nearest enemy to me right now? Because we lost the
Soth
to the train, which was fantastic.
Yeah, sauce on a train. Yeah, both Orcus and Vecna are 60 feet away from you, but also 60 feet away from each other. They're mooring over here, and you guys. So they're like a V out from you. There's countless hordes of undead. If you want to try and get closer to them, you will have to wade through said undead. But from over here, you don't have to.
And Havilar just attacked me.
Desmond, 1 second. Farida.
Yeah.
You hear. It is like off in the distance as Havilar is slashing at you from Zuni's back. Farida. Farida, can you hear me?
Yes?
It is I, the Raven Queen. My power is weakened but not exhausted. I have lost your sister's aid. I would ask for yours.
Okay,
It
what's
is
that?
not a soul pact. I simply will offer you what power I can.
I think Frida in the back of her head is like, maybe they'll just fight it out and take one of them will take the other out. Problem will
It's
get
true.
simpler.
It's true.
But she's down to like 4 hit points, so yeah, okay. What happens?
A few things happen that I'm going to message you here, but you all see in the midst of this just barrage from her sister, Farida begins glowing with a pale greenish black light. And hold on.
I feel so bad doing this to her, but
Let me make sure I sent. Hang on. There's one other thing to send. All right, I'm gonna send you. Sorry, Desmond. It is your turn. I just needed that to happen.
Yeah, there's just a lot.
Sorry.
I feel like I should be close enough to cast Cure Wounds on Farida.
Yeah, you're close enough to any of the party members. Although, hold on 1 second here. Let me double check something. Because stuff might happen.
Mild concern.
All the
Okay.
concern. Stuff happens and I just keep looking up stuff, going, okay, maybe I'll do this. Nope, okay, maybe I'll do
Wait
this.
a second. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't account for something with Havilar. Right.
I don't
Good
masters
may
a
come
lot.
out of this.
Yep. Because this might have gone differently. Hold on. She would have done an additional 8 points of damage, but that would trigger your death ward, correct?
Yep.
So, revising my own revisionist history, I would say in the space between the ticking of the hands of the clock, when you hit the ground, but before the flames erupted, is when you heard the voice of the Raven Queen speaking to you. And everything that I just said still happens.
Okay.
But you are at 1 hit point, and your death ward is exhausted.
Okay. But you've got the book
All right.
one, too.
I've got one
Yeah.
death word exhausted.
But Desmond, yes, your heal will work because I was well, actually, hang on, I'm checking one more thing.
Now I'm even more concerned. I was already mildly concerned.
Got it. Sorry, Havilar's got a lot of things, and I didn't expect
Yep.
this was gonna happen. Sorry.
Sheesh.
Never mind. Honestly, just for the sake of you guys knowing me being me, I was gonna see if she could intercept to stop you from healing, but she can't. She can intercept to stop you from hurting. She can't intercept you to stop you from healing. So yes, you can't heal.
It was B Dave all along.
Okay. Please proceed, Desmond.
So I'm going to cast Heal Wounds or Cure Wounds at a 4th level.
Okay.
And that is, oh, yay, 27
Nice.
HP. And additionally, I just want to cast Hunter's Mark on the nearest enemy to me. That is like Desmond has the feeling that if he does anything to Havilar, Farida's not gonna be happy about it. So he's just not gonna do that because he had ideas.
Could be Orcus or Vecna, honestly. Which one of you would you like?
Who's the well? They're the closest.
Yeah,
so they're the same distance.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess
triangulated.
I guess one of the undead, because if I had to get to them, I would have to get through the undead to
Correct.
get them.
What's
in
the
first
range on
place.
Hunter's Mark? Oh, Hunter's Mark's 30 feet, isn't it? I thought it was 60.
Hunter's Mark is 90 feet.
Oh, then you can Hunter's Mark either of them.
And then Desmond just looks around. Who would we fight? Can I hold that bonus action until we see what they do? Damn, I tried.
Vecna's the one that put us through the dream torture, and he's the one who took over Havilar. I vote Vecna.
Done. Vecna it is.
Vecna is Hunter's Marked. Excellent.
Perfect.
Right. Anything else from Desmond?
Nope. Thank you.
Okay, so ironically enough, I cannot see the campaign that I swear I myself made because I myself am not in. Excellent. Hold on. I'm gonna fix that. Tatiana, it is your turn.
Okay, first to clarify, as a bear, I was looking at something that is the wrong thing. So I have one remaining hit point as a cave bear at CR3, and that's just enough. I'm going to, you know what, as a bear, I don't think too much. I just bite and claw, and so I'm gonna run in for a multi-attack. Let's go with Orcus.
Okay, so Orcus is 60 feet away, and there's an undead horde between you and them. So give me 2 dex saves.
I get advantage on dex saves because of danger sense.
Sorry, not dex save, acrobatics. I apologize. 2 acrobatics check.
That's even better for me. But as a bear. So I don't get my additional acrobatics bonus.
I will give you whatever's higher. I mean, you're still spry as a bear. Whichever is to your advantage.
Okay. Advantage is to my advantage. That's a 26 acrobatics check.
Okay. Give me another one. Give me 2.
And the next one is a 24.
Excellent. You are able to bob and weave and twist your way through to get close enough. Which are you giving it to? You going after Orcus or Vecna? I apologize.
We're going Orcus.
All
Yeah,
right,
even
roll it.
undead are scared of a bear. Bears are scary.
Yep. That's just science.
That's science. Okay.
Go ahead and make your attack. I have no idea. For whatever reason, I cannot access that campaign. I should, but okay, whatever. You would think we're 5 episodes in. Why haven't I looked before now? I never needed to. Okay.
Both
Let's just trust
are
I
21
have
to
you
hit.
guys. 21 is enough.
Okay, and then D6. Okay, this is our claw is gonna be 15, and the bite is gonna be 13. 15 plus 13 is 28.
28. Perfect. Excellent. Anything else from Tatiana?
Great question. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I meant to already rage, but now we will rage.
Perfect. Anything else from Tatiana?
That's it.
He, as you run up and start clawing, looks at you and just says, cute, and holds his hand up, and I always get this wrong. I always joke about it. Chill touch is neither chill nor a touch. A ghostly skeletal hand appears and touches you. Tatiana.
Good.
For sorry, it's so dramatic when the digital dice come out rolling and then they don't do anything. 16 points of necrotic damage, which even raging is enough to pull you out of your bear form and back to your mortal form. So
Yeah, you see-
7 points of damage to your Tatiana form.
The necrotic hand touches the bear's face, and then the bear's face is all that's left for a second as it turns into Tatiana's chest, and she just like rolls out. I'm okay. And takes 7 points necrotic.
Perfect. Vecna from across the way says, "You're okay. Your friend is not. Die, child of Asmodeus," and hits Farida with power word kill.
What?
Somebody's
gotta have a counterspell.
This is
Can
still
I
the same round, right?
counterspell?
It's the same round.
It's the same round. Dang it. Okay.
I can't either. I've already used it.
But flaming wings come out of your back as my death ward goes off.
Death ward. I checked. Death ward, if you drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, power word kill just kills you.
Does your book?
Not even death saves. You watch Farida drop dead unless
All right.
the book does something.
Let me check what the book does.
And are these standard death wards that you're
Nope.
casting?
It
I
says,
have a standard death ward on her, and she's got the
Gift
book.
of the
The,
Protectors.
the standard death ward
The
was
same
just
thing.
exhausted by Havilar.
Reduced to 0 hit
Ah.
points, but not killed outright.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I'm dead.
You all watch Farida drop.
I'm gonna tell all the angry Brimstone Angels fans where you live.
No.
I'm easy to locate.
Okay.
Uh,
That changes what I'm doing.
Why did I spend my turn doing bear stuff?
It's okay.
Vi, you have witnessed this happen. You have watched this tiefling drop dead in front of you. The barbarian has been knocked out of wild shape. The battle is engaged. It is your turn, Vi.
Well, crap. What a mess this is. Tasty. We need some more help. And so the donuts all glimmer. And so all of us but Tatiana, because Tatiana, you're a bit too far away. The rest of us all get 9 temporary hit points from Tasty. And then Crispy fires at Vecna.
Perfect.
Oh God, I missed again. A whopping 9. This was all just my bonus action.
Pachu. Yep. Swings
and then-
wide.
And then does Farida's sister look
Havilar.
look beguiled?
Give me either perception or, you know what? Vi's been around a long time. She clearly was happy to see her sister when she came back and then immediately started trying to kill her. So, actually, Vecna even said out loud, her champion's mine now. So I would say Vi is aware that
All right.
Havilar is charmed.
Then I
More accurately, she's dominated monster for anybody keeping track at home, but yes.
then I look at her, point my pistol, turn a little knob on it, and a silverly white light fires out, and I say, "Snap out of it, honey." And I cast a 5th level Dispel Magic at her.
Nice.
Excellent. All right, hang on. Now I gotta do this whole dance. All right, hold on. Oh, sorry. I just said out loud it was dominate monster and then looked up charm monster myself.
So I'm still gonna have to roll.
Yes. He would have. Okay. Also, because of course I'm doing this hard mode, some of the things he's doing himself, some of the things the Iron Hand of Vecna are doing, and they have different levels. So I'm like, make sure I tell you all the right thing. All right, hold on. Perfect. Just for the record, Shaka is up next, by the way, if you want to be on deck while we resolve this.
Yep.
I'm like, what does this thing do? How's it work?
Check the bottom. Check the bottom.
Do magic. Do dominate. Okay, hold on here. You are going to need to roll. I just need to know what you're going to need to roll.
Guessing 18.
It doesn't say, because of course it doesn't say. So yes, go ahead and roll it.
All right, I got 20.
Yes.
And if it's a standard dominate monster, the DC was 18.
The beam hits her, and you see she's standing there raising the scythe over her sister and just stops and drops it. And then drops down to her knees and just grabs Farida and like shakes her for a second. And when Farida doesn't move, just like holds her against her there in the middle of this battle.
Oh, darling, don't waste your tears. We'll bring her right back. I've got tools for that. We need your help.
You see she reaches up and takes off the helmet for the first time that you've seen, and she looks exactly like Farida. But now her eyes are this glowing green flames coming out of her eyes. Baloth, you and Shaka also, and Orkira, I believe, all have seen Havilar before. For the rest of you, she looks just like Farida, except her eyes have green flames in them instead. And she's just holding on to her. Anything else from Vi?
That's it for me.
Perfect. Shaka.
Okay.
Literally all hell's breaking loose here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everything is happening for sure. All right. I've been going back and forth a little bit. But what I think I want to do is I want to cast Ray of Enfeeblement. Yeah, Ray of Enfeeblement. Ray of Enfeeblement.
Against whom?
Can I get more than? No, only one target. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I think I'm gonna head that back because I do want something that can affect both people. Let's see. Also one. Sorry for being a little indecisive here.
After this, we're back to the top of the round, and it'll be Orkira, by the way.
Yeah. I guess this will be a bit of a favor from the DM, if possible. Would Shaka have any sense as to who looks weakest?
Farida looks dead.
Well, yes.
Got him there.
I mean,
I would say to a casual observation, Baloth looks hurt the worst. The disintegrate burned him up. He's on his feet, but he definitely is the most visibly injured of all of you.
Okay.
I mean, I am technically correct. The best kind of correct. Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's okay. I think I've decided on something then. Yeah. So I'm gonna cast mirror image. Mirror image.
Okay.
Yeah, mirror image itself. So I duplicate and blah, blah, blah.
Multiple U's appear. Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna move. No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna just multiply myself and stay where I am. Actually.
Perfect. Excellent. Hold on, let me just check one thing here. When you do that, in these multiple versions of you appear, Vecna looks and says, "Excellent suggestion," and taps his staff, and multiple Vecnas appear too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a spell?
Yes. OOC, he was supposed to have mirror image when he showed up, because you can kind of run him over. He's a lich. I forgot to say that, so I didn't say it, so now I'm doing it now, but since I said it now, he is casting a spell, so yes.
Perfect.
Because Vecna also knew he was coming to fight today. So.
I would like to cast Magic User's Nemesis really quickly on that.
Which does what?
Magic User's Nemesis. When you see a creature casting a spell or teleporting within 60 feet of you, you can use your reaction to force a wisdom saving throw of DC 15, or its spell or teleport fails and is wasted.
You can do that, but unfortunately, he passed the save.
Ah.
He is slightly wisdomous. Also, I roll 15 on the die, even besides the fact that he's wisdomous. So,
Sorry, tried.
he turns and looks at you and just says, "Stick to the archery, Ranger."
Make me.
Perfect. That was it for Shaka, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We are back to the top of the round, which means everybody's counterspells, including Orcus's, Vecna's, are reloaded, but it is Orkira's turn.
Which is why when she flies directly for Farida and comes to a stop with Farida and Havilar, she's going to look at Havilar and say, "This way, this way, this way." And I'm going to move Havilar, Farida, 5 feet further because we've been 60 feet away from these two. So I'm moving her 65 feet away. And then we're just gonna scoop.
Wait. Excuse me. Would you imply that I would be so terrible as to counterspell a resurrection?
No, but Vecna and Orcus absolutely would be. So then I move 5 feet so we are out of the way. Both of my hands light up. I look over at Havilar and I'm like, I got this. And a hand goes on your head and a hand goes on your heart, Farida. And my entire body lights up with fire and then rushes down off of my arms into yours as I am casting Revivify and I'm using my Rise from the Ashes, which means I don't need the material components and you come back with half of your maximum hit points. And I take a -2 to all of my D20 rolls. So you come back.
Farida, your eyes open up to see your sister's face for the first time with trails of green flames coming down where she's been crying, and you see Orkira visibly wilts a little as she's holding her hand over you.
This is a happy reunion that's gonna have to happen later. Come on. And I'm gonna try to help her up with whatever I got, and that's what I got.
And Havilar just grabs your face and is like,
Okay.
and she just points at the scythe on the ground, and she's like,
Grab her face and be like, "It's okay. It's okay. It wasn't you.
You were dominated, honey. It's over. Now
Yeah.
go kill him."
While all this very sweet face grabbing is going on, can I tell at all why she can't speak?
You can give me, actually, again, with your astonishing passive perception, which normally is the bane of my existence, Orkira, you notice every time she opens her mouth, you catch a glint of those flames, even down in her throat. The same flames that are in her eyes are in her mouth. Every time she opens it up, you see it, but you don't hear anything.
Okay. I don't know if you need your voice back, but I can definitely fix that later. But we need to deal with the two of them right now.
You see, she just kind of touches one of the wounds that is still on your body that she inflicted, Farida. And just kind of shakes her head for a second, and then just turns and looks at Vecna and just goes,
Yeah.
and kind of stalks over and picks her scythe up off the ground. Perfect. Anything else from Orkira?
That's all I can do.
Excellent. Farida, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cast a fireball at Vecna. So classic with this.
You know, the classics are the classics for a reason. Yeah. There's a bunch of him there, but they're all bunched up together. So what's your save?
It is a 21 dex save.
I'm looking up his bag of tricks, unfortunately. He does not make the save, but that in and of itself may just be an inconvenience for him. Sure, sorry, I apologize. So many buffs! Okay, come on. Alright. Nope, he does not make the save. You get him.
Okay. That is 36 damage. And I have a thing.
Are you gonna send him to hell too?
I can't send him to hell, unfortunately. Didn't I would have loved it if Asmodeus gave me a long rest, but this is where we're at.
Oh, excuse me. Are you calling upon the Lord of Nessus? Would you like me to intervene, Farida?
I'm
thought
sorry,
we
the
already
Phoenix
had
has
a
already
conversation.
intervened. No.
I was under the impression we already had a conversation about intervention, and all I got was Havilar back, which, let's be clear, I'm very pleased with. But
You got Havilar back. You got Mask's intervention. You don't know how hard I've...
I don't think Mask is Asmodeus is doing. I don't believe that, but I believe he believes
Are
that I
you
will
calling
believe it.
me a liar?
No, never. Okay, wait, I'm trying to look something up.
Those other things that the Raven Queen did for you are still in effect, by the way.
Okay. So
A lot's happening, I know. I apologize.
that's to an ability check. Okay. So it's 36 damage. I have had this thing and I keep forgetting to do it. The Flames of Phlegethos. So I cast the fireball. It deals the damage. It wreaths me in flames. So I will do a little bit of damage if another melee attack hits me. Not that I really think Havilar is going to hit me again, but you know what? It does not.
You didn't
hurt
think
to be
Havilar was going to hit you the last time. Yeah, that's
exactly.
true. Yeah.
Exactly. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to expend another one of the Crown of Stars. Oh, do I still have? No, that's not a concentration spell. So I guess it just was sitting around my corpse. That's weird.
I'm for it, though. That's weird that it's not just like... Yeah, okay.
Till it wears out. 31
to hit him or damage?
to hit him.
That is enough to hit him.
Okay.
Actually,
and so
hold on a
then-
second. Yeah, that's enough to hit him. Sorry.
Thank God.
Again.
25 radiant damage.
He's got some tricks up his sleeve. Yep. Okay. Perfect.
And I am done.
Perfect. Vecna looks decently beat up. He always looked pretty beat up. He's a lich. Orcus still looks relatively showroom new, though. Okay. Got all this. Perfect. That's it for Farida?
Yes.
Excellent. Orcus's turn. All of you give me con saves.
Still with advantage?
Still with advantage.
Good. Oh, thank God for that.
Hey, there's a decent one. 19.
19,
22.
22,
26.
26,
21.
21.
29, thanks to the advantage.
That is a chunky old woman.
15.
I feel like it's only fair that I hold this up just to show us proof that on my fancy die, on my like
On our Dark Lord's dice?
double Dark Lord dies, I got both of them are 5s and it's +0 to nothing on con. I have +0 to 0 on con. I'm rolling digital dice for these con saves from here on out.
So,
Oh.
It's very fitting that the Dark Lord dice hate me right now. I should have not rolled them. I should have not rolled them.
so
Literally, all of them are. Like, 2 of the 3 of them are here, right?
a wave of negative energy washes over all of you, and you recall that sickening sensation coming up from the ground, which didn't hurt you itself, made you vulnerable to necrotic damage. So everyone who made the save, which is everyone but Shaka and Desmond, take 25 necrotic damage. Shaka and Desmond each take 50 necrotic damage.
I am resistant.
Yeah, not counting any resistance or damage mitigation.
Oh.
Yeah,
So it was
Those are- I
25.
don't like it.
25 if we made it, and then take our resistance.
correct. 50 if you did not make it of necrotic. As Orcus drops a blight down on everyone.
That's tough.
And that is it for him, as he continues to laugh and bellow. And it is Havilar's turn. with her will being her own, I assume your sister would probably charge through the undead hordes trying to get to Vecna, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a very Havilar thing she'd do. All right. This is kind of one of those good news, bad news type deals. Hold on. You see as she charges forward into the fray, you see a lot of the undead begin swinging at her and trying to stop her. And you see they start like pulling at her hair and things. And she actually chops through a few of them and rushes forward to still try and attack Vecna. This is all going to get very complicated because of his mirror images. So I'll resolve over here that you see Havilar is very much just over there swinging at things in front of Vecna. Perfect. I will deal with that. Baloth, it is your turn.
Okay. So Baloth
Actually, hold on 1 second. It is not Baloth's turn just yet. Tatiana, you are still right there in front of Orcus. Actually, Tatiana.
He's poked the bear.
He has poked the bear. However, 1 second here. I need to read something here. I'm going to call this a push, Tatiana, because you were not in range of the spell that he cast on everyone else, but you are in range of the spell that he's about to cast right now. So it's even. You should not have been hit last time, but he's super's about to hit you this time. So we'll cancel those two things out there.
Did you roll with disadvantage?
Yeah, I did. It's hard for him to miss the greatest hits. And over here. Sorry, I apologize. So much stuff happening.
Honeys, have any of you seen a way to get our friend, and I point at the Raven Queen, out of this trap?
Well, I was trying a wish spell earlier, and that did not work.
I would rather not a wish, but... And Orkira's going to hold up the key.
You and I, our minds were connected.
I'm just trying to keep everybody alive, though, at the moment, so if you want to use yours...
I can do it.
Everybody but Tatiana, give me a con save. Is you see Vecna watches this blight roll over you and just says, "Mere politricks," and holds his hand up, and you see negative energy goes coursing out through everybody. Oh no, wait, I made this worse than I thought I did. Oh no, I did my own. Oh no, I made it worse. Oh no. Okay, sorry, con saves.
Well, I'm very.
I'll tell you, this is a very important con save.
I'm very pleased to report that's a natural 20. And without even doing the advantage yet, so I've rolled a natural 20 on the first.
Perfect. I'm gonna say Baloth is going to elude whatever happens because I did a bad. But sorry, not Tatiana. Everybody else, con saves.
25.
25.
Dirty 20.
Oh. Dirty 27. Okay.
7.
14.
14. Vi.
28.
28. Sorry, what was it for Orkira?
Dirty 20.
Everyone who got 19 or less takes 84 necrotic damage. Because I forgot I took an action to make you vulnerable. Everyone who made the save takes 42 necrotic, not counting any mitigation. Baloth, a 20 being a 20, manages to escape this completely.
I am down.
No, you're not, because you have a death ward, and Desmond has a death ward.
I know, but still.
Yeah. The flaming wings erupt from your back,
and bring you back to your feet with 1 hit point each.
Thanks.
Did anybody else besides Shaka or Desmond get brought down by this? Did Farida didn't? Because with the... Okay, perfect. Yo, so much is happening. Because here's the problem. This is why I keep losing track of initiative. Because I like to think I'm pretty good at this, y'all. A lot's happening. But the legendary actions is when it's all just like, I'm like, somebody
just not use them.
You chose to have multiple
No.
characters with
No.
legendary actions in the same fight.
I am a humble servant of the people. Yes, it was Havilar's turn. Then they both did legendary actions. It is now Baloth's turn.
Okay. So Baloth is looking around and shouting to, well, the air, really, just like, Najim! I know we recently renegotiated your contract, but this is most definitely not one of your days off. Najim? Yeah. And he's rifling through the scrolls that he got from Vi. He can utilize this heal scroll, yes?
Let me just say, as an aside, Havilar manages to destroy all 3 of Vecna's illusionary duplicates, but she does not manage to hit him. I said I would resolve that. So like, she's chopped up his mirror images, but she didn't get him.
And so I can use this heal scroll. Question, how beat up does Vecna look? Does he look like he's really
Give me
beat up?
perception.
All right. That is a total of 22.
He only ever looks so spry, but if you had to wager a guess, he is at about half power. And Orcus is relatively unharmed.
Right. I suspect half power is not enough for what I had planned. So, yeah, I'm using that heal scroll on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's 60 points back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you using the 6th level or the 7th level?
The 7th level, I think.
Then you're actually getting 80.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's better. And you know something? Even though it's probably sending him to his doom, Marmadark bounds into the fray to attempt to help Havilar. And because they've hung out together, they actually...
That is true.
Zuni
Marmadark.
and Marmadark have hung out, so...
That is true.
Zuni still under mind control, or is Zuni like just hanging out?
Zuni was never under mind control. Yeah,
Oh, she's just playing.
No, Zuni's having a great time. I mean, it's like it seemed a little weird when Farida got killed, but then after that, it's a good day again. Yeah.
You know, yeah, Marmadark's gonna try.
Okay.
I mean, it's a 19, but is that enough to hit Vecna?
That is not enough to hit Vecna.
I didn't think so. But with Marmadark there, he's at disadvantage on saves. I know he has legendary saves, but you know, every little bit helps.
You never know.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anything else? Anything else from Baloth?
Let me just see what I can do for bonus act, because Marmadark was already summoned, so bonus actions. Oh, and I have so few sorcery points left. Yeah, I think that's basically it. That is it.
Perfect. Vecna, here being beset by Havilar and Marmadark at the same time, turns and looks at you, Orkira, and says, "You clerics violate the natural order. Death cannot exist in the rampaging presence of life." And points his staff at you. Give me a con save.
That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works.
I mean, that's pretty strong words for a lich to be talking about, you know.
Yeah, right?
Natural order.
Dirty 20.
Orkira, you are cursed. You cannot regain hit points, and you have vulnerability to necrotic damage.
That's not fun.
But in and of itself, does not hurt you. Hold on, let me, one quick second here. I'm gonna send a message. Okay, perfect. And that is actually it for Vecna. Desmond, it is your turn.
Well, Desmond has a single HP. So Desmond's doing nothing but primarily casting Cure Wounds at 5th level so that, I don't know, survival could be a good maybe use of everything.
Perfect.
And that is 23.
23 hit points back. Anything else from Desmond?
No, just retaining the I forgot what word it was. Oh, the
Hunter's Mark.
Yes.
Actually, technically, when you drop dead, you would have lost your Hunter's Mark because you
well,
lost
then
your
perfect.
concentration.
Then just casting Hunter's Mark again.
Theoretically, hang on. You never dropped a 0, although you would have need to roll to hold it, and he hit you with a truckload of damage, so you pretty much couldn't have passed it. So yes, you would need to restore your Hunter's Mark.
Go ahead and just cast that bonus Hunter's Mark action because reasons.
Perfect.
And that'll do it for Desmond.
Excellent. And that is going to bring it to Tatiana. Tatiana, they're 1v1 with Orcus.
And yet, out of the corner of Tatiana's eye, she saw something shiny that Orkira held up in her hand. Did you say that thing about the key out loud?
Oh yeah, very loudly. Orkira doesn't have an indoor voice.
What's your plan with that thing? As she holds up Windvane, about to strike at Orcus again, but thinks for a second. Strange for her.
Unlocking things. And I point at the Raven Queen's prison.
DM, can we see any, where the key would go?
There's not a lock as such. It's a prison of energy.
Here goes
and
nothing.
I will say, Mask did say that she couldn't open it.
Where did the key come from?
Mask, the god.
Huh.
Baloth is going to shout out, "We need Najim back in the fight!"
Okay, well, Tatiana is going to not disengage, just run from Orcus, turn, and go grab the key, and hopefully Orkira is in enough range that once they're holding the key, she would like to cast Dispel Magic pointed at the heart of the Raven Queen.
All right, so a few things are going to happen, Tatiana. Give me 2 dex saves, as you got to get back through the undead hordes.
Okay, get advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's a 2 and a 3.
Right, but you actually give me 2 attacks now, just attacks. Because basically it's a dex save to see if you can even get past them, and then you actually get a chance to just violence your way through. So give me 2 attacks.
Should I use reckless attack here?
That's on you, man.
All right.
I'll just get advantage on the first that way, so let's not.
Reckless attack is all of your attacks would this round would be reckless, but all attacks against you will have advantage if you do that.
That's too
I am
going to
tell you, before you reckless attack, Orcus is absolutely going to hit you for 21 bludgeoning and 13 necrotic as you try and peace out, not counting for your mitigation.
That's
but
a lot of resistance I got, so don't worry. Should we do that first? I'm not doing reckless.
Okay, just give me 2 attack rolls then.
Okay, and am I just adding my strength modifier?
Your normal attacks.
15 and 2.
Tatiana, these undead legions just wash over you for 20 bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, and you all very much see Tatiana is overwhelmed and held in this group. You are not able to get past them.
Okay, and how much damage did I take?
So that was 20 bludgeoning, so 10 because you're raging.
10 because
yeah. 21 bludgeoning again, so 10 because you're raging. 13 necrotic, so 6.
And
10,
for the
6.
record, I still look super good.
Clearly. Obviously.
Yeah, you do.
Right. Anything else from Tatiana?
Well, I didn't actually get to use my action because I'm now grappled. Is that what's happening?
Right. You cannot get through.
Okay.
Yep.
Then there's nothing I can do. I'm not allowed
Perfect.
to attack back if
You
I couldn't
did.
use my action.
That was your two. Your attacks were to see if you could bash your way through, and you didn't.
Wait, but I didn't get to add my attack modifier?
I said a normal attack. Yes, you should add your attack modifier.
Yeah. Okay, so that 9 was actually an 11, or the 2 was an 11.
Yeah, that's not enough. Though.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Anything else for Tatiana?
Nope.
Perfect. Shaka, it's your turn.
All right. What's up?
I thought it was Vi. Sorry, Shaka.
Oh yeah,
It is. I was
think
looking in the wrong place. I apologize. I have 2 different initiative things here. My fault. Yes, Vi, it is your turn.
Tasty, give us some of that goodness. And so Tasty sparkles again, and everyone but Tatiana gains, 13 temporary hit points.
Hey.
And
Perfect.
me, because I don't think I can even get temps at the moment, right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to say you can, because it says you cannot heal. Temporary hit points are not healing.
That's true.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then let's see if Crispy can finally hit.
I believe in you, Crispy.
Fires at Vecna. Maybe 19 to hit.
Believe it or not, that is not enough. Just at the very last second, he just moved his hand. Flies over his shoulder.
I
No, I'm
look
sad
at
about-
Crispy and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to take you in for a tune-up. And then I look again at the Raven Queen. Remember that Mask said that she couldn't even unlock this. I look at you all. Have you tried just dispelling it?
I think we did previously. Didn't someone cast Dispel Magic on it?
Not yet. I didn't think mortal magics would be capable of.
I think when it
Oh.
first happened, somebody did it. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it was not dispellable. All of you, give me either perception or arcana, whatever's higher.
24. Perception.
24?
Is this
Also
with advantage
24.
or not?
No, it shouldn't be.
This
This
is
is
not
not-
an advantage. It's only saving throws.
I have
Perception
high
or
hopes.
arcana, whatever's higher. 24. 24 is the highest. Anybody beat 24?
Hang on.
18.
I'm gonna add my D8 that I haven't got to use yet.
Okay.
13.
13, 18,
25.
25. Farida, it actually makes sense that you would realize this, especially with the Raven Queen trying to help you. It is by Orcus and Vecna's powers combined this is possible. If one of them is not here, she will get out.
They're doing it together. If we can get one of them out, it should break down.
Well, Vecna is the more hurt of the two, so let's focus fire him back into hell, or wherever he came from.
That's a common misconception. No.
I think it's Gehenna, actually.
Mhm. Yes, go ahead, Vi. Mhm.
And so with that, I aim my pistol toward him, turn to red, fire, and a little bead of light streaks out and explodes in a fireball.
Perfect.
I'm doing a 4th level fireball in his face, and this is a DC 21 deck save.
Perfect.
And now, question: with Marmadark
Yes.
there, is he at he's only at disadvantage on my spells, right? Not on.
You tell me, actually. How does the Hound of Ill-Omen work?
Let me see here. I think it's only spells cast by me. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. He does not make the save.
So that's 27 fire damage.
27 fire damage. Perfect. He is on fire, and Farida and Havilar is unharmed. Ah, wild.
Yay!
Mhm.
Nice.
Wait, anything else from Vi?
That's it.
Perfect. Shaka, now for this time for realsies, it is your turn.
Okay. So battered but not down. Shaka is going to
Fat 1 hit point.
yeah, with the 13 attempts. He's going to attempt to cast Feeble Mind on Vecna, which is a intelligence 16.
Shaka. Everything stops for a second. You are back in the forest. You hear dragons roaring. You see Minsk hacking away at them. You're laying on your back dying, and you see Whittle over you, frantically panicking, trying to figure out what to do. And you hear the Raven Queen's voice. Do we have an accord, Shaka? I will help you now, and you will help me when the time comes.
Yes.
Of course, you cannot know the true nature of this bargain. I must take this memory away from you, otherwise things may not play out as ordained.
I guess I'm forced to... I guess I got myself in this situation, so just do what you need to do.
It's by no means forced. You can, of course, embrace death. Come with me to the Shadowfell now, or stay in the land of the living for some time longer.
I think I will... Okay, so just as a note, this is me reliving that, right?
This is you
like
reliving when the Raven Queen intervened. Yep.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
You just didn't remember what your deal was before.
Yes, I know. That was pretty cool. I think I want to... If this is my time to go, I think it's my time to go. So if I need to go to the Shadowfell, to the Shadowfell it is.
Curious. I will take a part of you now. The rest of you I will see soon. And she put her hand on your head as you felt Whittle forcing her blood into your mouth, and you reawakened. And here, as you point the feeble mind up at Vecna, the Raven Queen's prison rumbles and a green light pulses outwards. And Vecna turns and looks at you and says, "Your pitiful sorcery will not..."
Oh, damn!
Drops the stick and just stands there.
Yes!
Sweet.
And Orcus,
marvelous, honey.
Orcus looks at him and says, "Ha ha ha!" And then you all see cracks start appearing in the Raven Queen's prison. And he looks and is like, "No, we were so close. I will remember you mortals, all of your faces, especially you, Baloth." And Orcus turns and storms through his portal as the prison shatters. And you see the Raven Queen just floating there in midair. And all the undead begin to scatter. And she holds her hand up, and you see black shadows come swirling around Vecna and seal him up. No more regenerations. And she lands here in front of all of you, and she just looks at you, Shaka, and as we agreed.
foresaw all this?
They are, of course, predictable. Cooperation was inevitable, albeit temporary. But as we agreed, I will restore you. I will restore your memories, or I can restore you to life as well, or do you wish to remain as you are currently?
So Shaka turns around and looks back at everyone else and says, I think I'd like to be restored back with my memories and all.
To be clear, you no longer wish to be a dump here.
Yes.
And she touches, and you take your first breath in months, Shaka, as you feel life return into your arms and limbs. And the Raven Queen looks at all of you, and she says, I am sure you all have many questions. You have performed a great task today. Although my work is unpleasant, it is necessary. And were the multiverse to have either of them be Lord of Death, I assure you all sentience everywhere would suffer. There is, unfortunately, one more imbalance you heroes have caused. One imbalance that must be repaired. And that is a good place for us to stop.
There's no other episode, Dave. You have to tell us now.
Gotta save something for the sequel.
No.
I know what she needs
finale.
done. I know what she needs done. I know what she needs done.
Post-credit sequence, we're all standing around the donut table. I'm handing out marshmallows. Desmond's got his pocket brisket. And it's like, oh, this is way better now that we're not being attacked, right?
That's really what needs to be done, like a feast, like a proper hero's feast.
I have a spell for this. I'm gonna cast. I cast a feast.
Hero's feast.
Yeah, I have Hero's Feast. Of course I do.
Of course, Tatiana.
Me at this level. Of course I took Hero's Feast, which is
Feast.
laying before all of you, and you feel revigorated, revitalized. When you
Oh, I'm
tasted
sure
it.
Farida has a number of questions.
Yes?
A number of questions that are not about to get answered today.
However, in the post-credit sequence, Baloth really gives Najim a piece of his mind.
You will find in the fullness of time, the reason why Najim didn't come back is he got banished back to the plane of fire. So
or air,
he will make
yes.
he will make his way back to you originally. I will say, however, your sister Havilar is completely restored.
Okay. That was my question. That was my main question.
She is completely restored. Although she never speaks to you about exactly what it is the deal she made with the Raven Queen was. It's not like her to keep secrets, Farida. And yet, she won't tell you.
I feel like in that moment with Asmodeus, I wonder if it was something similar where everything seemed like it was impossible and falling apart, and she just said yes so that it would be a little easier. And so I don't push her.
I will tell you, the accord that they formed, it'll be revealed eventually. But like I said, gotta save something for the sequel. Thank you all for joining us here. Thank you all for playing. I know we're right here in time.
For running.
Yes,
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you,
Thank you,
Shareef.
Dave.
Thank you, Becca. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, special guest Jeremy Crawford.
Yay!
You know, speaking of post-credit scenes, you know, I feel like we had everybody here. Was there somebody that we forgot? Huh. I don't know. I'm sure it's nothing. We'll see you for the next one, y'all. Bye-bye.
Well. So, you went on a big adventure to fight the evil, and you didn't invite your friend Minsk. Well, that's fine. Besides, I don't have to talk about me. I'm here to talk about something much more serious. Serious topic. It is called the FOMO. Do you know what FOMO means? It means the fear of missing Minsk out of everything. And the FOMO sucks. It is true evil. And believe me, I know evil. Now, maybe you or someone you know has experienced this FOMO. If you haven't, you might be thinking, oh, Minsk the Mighty, how does someone get this FOMO? Well, Minsk shall tell you. Imagine, if you will, a group of adventurers. They are your friends, your allies, your partners in battle. And you have gone on so many glorious adventures with them. And they know you love more than anything else to stomp evil's horrible, hideous face into mush. That's what you do. You're Minsk. And then say that these friends suddenly go on a brand new adventure, one that takes them right to evil's doorstep. You know, the welcome mat is sitting there and everything, right there, right at the front door. And they forget to bring you. This imaginary, totally not real situation, that would make Minsk very sad, wouldn't it? Very, very sad. And it would make his hamster companion even more sad. Do you know how hard it is to console a miniature giant space hamster? Very difficult. You don't want to do it, ever. That's how much the FOMO sucks. Anyways, since these fools have decided to leave me out of their grand and epic adventure, I have decided to... Are you trying to fade to black on me? Are you trying to fade to black on Minsk the Mighty as he spoils the adventure? Oh, I don't think so. I think what you're going to do is hear every single spoiler and ruin their tale of epic struggle, and then we're going to get to the important part. I will tell you all about space hamster maintenance. Where are the best parts to scratch the boo? Where are the best parts to pet the boo and wash the boo and take good care of your boo to ensure that he is ready for the next real adventure?
Psych! One more thing. In all of that excitement, I forgot to tell you who won all the stuffs. So, the winner of the Vecna bundle is Chainstar. Chains with a Z, Chainstar. The winner of the ICP3 bundle is King Omnius. That's a cool name, King Omnius. Thank you, the Idle Champions players, for voting and helping us tell the story of Idle Champions Presents Court of the Raven Queen. I'm gonna scroll up. I'm just make sure that I'm like, I got the Black Knight, Ice, I got the Death Knight, I got Asmodeus, I got the Spell Scrolls, I got Mask, I got Vecna. Havilar did remember Farida. Ran the board there to see that silky smooth and subtle. The Death Knight was Lord Soth, for anybody keeping score. They got a big thank you to the cast and production team, and the top one is me, so I'm like, thank me, hell of a guy there.
Oh, thank
I didn't
you.
write this.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the Academy, you know? Again, thank you, Aaron, Mark, Lauren, Shareef, DJ, Becca, and special guest Jeremy Crawford. Thank you all. Thank you for Scott Fitzgerald Gray, the writer on this. The producer is written as Jake West, which is not our producer's name, and I was mercilessly mocking him, and he's like, I don't know why it says that, so thank you to Jake. I'll just say Jake from Q Times. There you go. We'll split the difference. Thank you there. Executive producers, me again. Hey, that guy's all over the place. Chris Dupuis, Dylan Wilkes, V Muse, who blessed us as Voronika a couple of times there being terrible. Huge thank you to the Idle Champions team for everything they've done to make the Court of the Raven Queen a reality, from the in-game vote and reward system to the beautiful champion art. Literally would not have happened without you. The Spring Extravaganza is coming to Idle Champions this week. Tune in to Mars Guiding Hand tomorrow at 7 a.m. to find out more. And one last thing before we sign off here, I need y'all to know something. So I was all vague at the end of the story there, and they were like, how are you not going to tell us? And then they were like, we're out. And I'm like, cool. All right, so here's what's going to happen next. And V literally starts going time. And I was like, oh no, they can still hear me. I ruined the sequel. And then she's like, no, you just forgot to do half the job. So there you go. A lot of emotions happening. Again, thank you all so much. And we will be back to do this again soon. So you all have a good night. Thank you for watching.